Welcome back. This fall, Wake County Public Libraries launched a new initiative called Every Child Ready to Read. It's part of a national program aimed at getting kids prepared for kindergarten and getting early reading skills going for everyone. Ann Burlingame's here from the Wake County Public Libraries. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
This new program is part of a national initiative. How does it work here in Wake County?
Well, with studies, national studies, what was discovered is that children more and more are starting school and they're not ready to read. Because you're not expected to know how to read in kindergarten, but you are expected to be poised to be ready to read. And what that means is have an awareness of letters, have an awareness that your letters make sounds, and that if you put letters together, they make words. And so Every Child Ready to Read is a program or an initiative that you want to base your programming to children on to get parents those skills to use at home that they learn at the public library.
So I've seen the poster and it says there's 5 skills. What are those 5 skills?
So the 5 skills are reading, writing, singing, talking, and playing. And so in our programs, we are focusing on getting parents comfortable with those 5 skills.
Tell me how those skills work, because singing and playing, not everyone would think of those as being associated with reading.
Well, what you want to do when you're learning to read is you want to be familiar with words and repetition. And the best way to learn words is through singing, because you're singing a song and the words are repeated over and over.
And playing, how does that come into reading?
In playing, we have games and action rhymes and finger plays where you are using those gross motor skills, and also it's this repetition and understanding that letters together make words and words have certain sounds.
So if we had a 2 or 3-year-old here with us, what is kind of a way you would demonstrate that to them?
Well, most likely what we're going to do in all our programs is we open with some information about Every Child Ready to Read, and then you always open with an action rhyme. So that's either open, shut them, which is a rhyme that children use gross motor skills as well as they learn repetition. And that's what you want to get parents comfortable doing at home with their children too, because that teaches children that words and that letters together make words.
We're talking about story times, and as part of this program, we're adding a lot more story time options for parents. Tell us about those.
Well, we've always focused on programs for the young child, but what we've discovered is that we could offer many, many more. And so this year we are expanding our programs from about 60 programs per week in 18 libraries to 150 programs per week.
That's a big increase. If children are more prepared for school and for reading, how does that help them be successful?
Well, when you start school, if you're aware of letters, if you're aware that together letters make sound, if you have a comprehension skills that you can sit in a group and listen, you are going to be more successful in school than if you haven't had those experiences. And if at home your parents are playing, singing, talking, reading to you, you're going to be more comfortable when you start school and you're in a learning environment.
Ann, thank you so much for taking the time to be with us today. We really appreciate it.
Well, thank you for having me.